Hi everyone, my name is Omhlema for those who do not know me, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as seen by the title of today's video, what we're gonna be talking about today is evolving, changing, the process of it in just a few minutes and a few things that I'm taking from it there and there. So yeah, let's just get straight into this video. So today when I woke up, I just had a very strange feeling about I could say about myself, my life, the direction that my life is taking, and I'm trying to be as authentic as I can on this channel with you guys. So bear with me as I share my little stories of the mornings, the evenings, or whatever time it is during the day. After just reading my devotionals, I was actually reading about change today, and so many things came to mind, but one thing for me that was highlighted is that as human beings we change as we go on in life. With everything that we do, we change. There's no us being stagnant. But the worrying something about change is that change can be either good or bad. Sometimes you can take or move forward. When I said we're not stagnant people, it's either you can move forward towards something great or move backwards towards the past, or whatever sort of negative change that can bring to your life. And that reality can cause so much anxiety in our lives, to ourselves, to the people around us. It's just a lot to take in, you know. And when you're realizing that you're changing, you actually ask yourself these questions: God, am I changing towards greater things, or am I taking a step back in the way that I'm evolving as a person? And for me, just realizing so many things about change, it made me realize that, hey, when you're changing, sorry guys, just a bit so there, anyway. It made me realize that when you're changing as a person, just in general as a person, a lot of things actually start becoming so unfamiliar. You enter into spaces that you are used to because you have memories of them, but you as a person, you are so unfamiliar with the surroundings, with the vibe of that place, with the people in that space as well, because you're changing. And sometimes we never realize that we're changing, and this then makes us frustrated, it makes us confused, it also makes us wake up with strange feelings, because you're realizing that, oh, I don't really like this anymore, I don't really think that's cool anymore, I don't believe in those certain beliefs anymore, or I just don't like that color anymore, I don't like eating that anymore. And it's okay. And you need to understand that your preferences, or any other type of thing that you were into before, has really changed. But how will you get to know that these things have changed if you just don't sit down and get to know yourself again? And I think when you are in a space where you are confused, or you are just unfamiliar with the way things are in your life, sit down and get to know yourself again. And mostly this happens when it becomes very difficult for us to make decisions. It becomes difficult for us to actually also just live a life where things are authentic and they come very organically to you as a person. Because as a person, you have changed. You are no longer a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, or whatever age you currently at. Just think about 2 years back. You've changed. Maybe the foods that you even like have changed. The way you think has changed. So you just really need to sit down and just think about who are you now and what has changed in your life. And a lot of people may ask, how do I do this? Ask yourself the simplest questions. Don't start with things that are just like hectic, like, What are your political views? Do you believe this person should be president next year? No, stop. Relax, just stop for a while. Go back to asking yourself the most simplest questions. What colors do you like? Do you like blue? Do you like pink? Are you into pearls? Are you into diamonds? Do you want a family or don't you want a family? How many kids do you want? Where do you want to live in the next 5 years? Ask yourself those questions. Get back into getting to know yourself. Sometimes, you may change and evolve in the things that you like and your preferences. And sometimes you may even change in character. Because, hey guys, sometimes you may meet someone and they are a liar the first time you meet them. 5 years down the line, you meet this person again in your life and they are totally different. This person is now so integrous. They are faithful to the things that they are and the things that they do. And that is what life is. People change. You change, people change. Just because you change doesn't mean that other people around you shouldn't change. And this goes back to the thing of like the world and society. People nowadays like to cap people getting to know who they are. There is no capping in getting to know who you are, and it's okay. You can change your mind. You can totally change your mind about stuff. The things that I used to believe in, truly speaking, probably 6 years ago, 5 years ago, are totally different from the things I believe in now. Some things remain the same, definitely, like believing in God, that has remained the same, but some things just do not make sense anymore. They just don't. They just do not make sense anymore. And for me, I've had to realize and come to that acceptance and awareness of it's okay for me to change my mind. It's okay for me to change my perspective, to change my opinions. It really, really, really is okay. And it goes into that thing of like knowing that as a person, you're not stationary. You're evolving, and you are really, really evolving into a person who is full of life, full of character, and who's also assertive about who they are as a person. Because the more you get to know yourself again, the more you're assertive about the decisions that you actually make in your life. So the more we don't know who we are, the more we allow the world to make decisions for us, to make the decision of what you're going to wear tomorrow, what sort of makeup you're going to put on tomorrow. Not saying that like trends are not like good or anything, or they bad, but like some things, they really need to come from you yourself as a person and your personality. It's not all every day that somebody else needs to decide how you are going to live or like be as a person. So it's very important for you to actually get to know yourself, especially when you're changing, for you to be assertive about the decisions that you are making in your life that are actually affecting your present and your future. So for me, I really think that is important. Another thing, guys, that's important about change, it's okay to let go of things, to let go of opinions, and to let go of people. For me, this is one of the most hardest things that I struggle with. I struggle with letting go of people because I'm such a sentimental person. And people mean a lot to me. Like friendship means it means a lot to me. It really does mean a lot to me. Like even like work relationships. Once I've built that trust with that person, that thing means a lot to me. So letting go of people sometimes can be so difficult because I feel so guilty about actually like letting go of that relationship. And a lot of things may make you feel guilty or feel like so terrible about letting go of that certain relationship. But some things really, guys, are no longer just for you. Some spaces are no longer for you. Some people and their spaces actually are no longer for you. So you need to realize that it's not you letting go because those people have done something to you or you guys are beefing. It's not always that thing. Sometimes you just need to let go because people are not actually the good friends that you really thought they were. Sometimes you need to do that, and sometimes you just need to let go because that person is affecting your life negatively, and you need to evolve and you change from that, and that's okay. My advice when it comes to this, don't be messy. I've been messy before in my life where I just up and left that relationship, and that was wrong of me, and I acknowledge it and I'm aware of it. But now, don't be messy, spadala. Don't be messy. Speak to that person and be like, this is not working out. And if it's not working out, it's not working out, and it's okay. It's okay for you guys to still keep that cordial relationship amongst each other. But it doesn't mean that you need to be friends with that person or you need to be in a relationship with that person. It really does not mean that. So it's very important for you to just also let go of the type of spaces you hang around in, and with the type of people that you also hang around in. It's okay for you to realize that, hey, this is just no longer me, and I just need to move on. And it goes with outgrowing people. Outgrowing people, it's okay. It's just okay. It's you changing, it's also them changing, but just do not be messy in that situation, please. Another thing that I wanted to speak about when it comes to changing is that not only does your space change, your relationships change, your preferences change when you are actually like unraveling as a person, but also stuff like your body. Those things, they change, and you need to be aware of those certain things. So in order for you to know how to take care of yourself better, I think that's, for me, that's that type of awareness about yourself and your body is super important. It's super important. It's also important for you to know how you now react to certain things. What ticks you off? What gets you like off the rails? What tempts you to act out of character? All these things are so important for you to know. They're just so important for you to know in order for you to take care of your relationships and your spaces much better. And when you're changing, it can be so frustrating because sometimes you also don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, you snap at a habit somebody has been doing for years. But now, because your mind has changed, your perspective has changed, so has you not liking certain things. That has also changed. So if somebody has been chewing around you while they chew their mouths open while they're around you, and you've been okay with that, all of a sudden at 25 you are no longer okay with that. You need to communicate those things with yourself first, and then communicate them to other people as well, because you are changing. You are changing as a person, and it's okay for you to change. And I think also, once you've realized that you're changing, and once you've realized what has changed about you, what you like and what you don't like, it's good for you to sit down with people, especially people who are in your intimate space, and talk about those things and say, hey, I actually changed. I actually don't like it when you say this to me. I actually don't like it when you do this or do that. I actually like it when you do this. I actually like it when you do that. I know I'm just saying I actually like, but when that happens, it's good for you to speak about it, because then you don't have unfair expectations of people, and people stop also having unfair expectations of you. I really find that in its own self is very important for you to actually just get into the rhythm of and start understanding yourself a bit more than what you used to do. One thing I've also realized about life is that as you go along, working with your soul, working with your heart and your mind, it takes work, and you need to put in the work to actually be a person who you want to be actually, and be like a better friend, better sister, better daughter, better whatever your roles are in life. But it takes a lot of work, so it's very important for you not only to go through a process of change, but it's so important for you also to be engaged in change. What a beautiful thing to also be aware and attentive and alive to the process of change, knowing that you're not just letting this thing just like direct you without you actually being in that process of change. So for me personally, for me in my life, I'm not confused about where I seek my answers and my questions, like my questions from. I go to God when I'm confused, I go to God when I'm in doubt, and God will immediately be like, Omhle, you used to do that, but that's no longer who you are. You're changing, my baby. He knows how to explain certain things to his daughter. So I wish that relationship on you as well with the Lord. But all I'm just saying is that you guys need to be super, super engaged in that relationship of you changing as a person. It's important to be engaged in that process. It's important for you to feel all the emotions also that come with change. It's gonna make you cry. It's gonna make you want to scream. It's gonna make you want to get angry at people and sometimes even yourself. And in that process of you changing, you need to be so gentle with yourself. Be delicate even with the relationships that are around you. Forgive yourself for things that have happened to you, and forgive yourself for things that you have also inflicted on other people actually. And you also need to realize that things have changed, people have changed. Sometimes, even things people did to you a few years ago, people just don't even remember those things. So you need to deal with your emotions. You need to deal with those emotions of confusion and uncomfortability, in that process of change. As I said, it's okay to change your mind, because sometimes people always think that changing your mind is a bad thing. It's really not. Sometimes changing your mind is so good, and it shows that you are really engaged in a process of debate, of critical thinking, in a process of just that robustness with just your mind, your feelings, your thoughts, and your awareness. So it's very important for you, as I said, just be aware, sit down with yourself, be patient with the process of you changing and you evolving into the person that you want to be. I need to be patient with myself in the process of me even evolving into the woman that I'm becoming, to the things that I also want to walk into. I need to be brave enough to engage the process of change. So I ask you guys to please be patient with yourself. If this is also happening in your life, engage the process of change. I encourage you to just be brave enough and be like, whoa, here are all these emotions, what's going on? And just, get into that rhythm of getting to know yourself again. It's such a beautiful process if you do it patiently, and if you do it with yourself. Be gentle with yourself, guys. Be gentle with yourselves and your hearts and just this process in itself. That's my 2 cents are just about evolving. I'm actually going to do a part 2 of this after today, because these are all the emotions of today. So I'm actually going to unravel as I go along, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much, guys, so far for the support. I'm really enjoying your engagement. Keep emailing me, messaging me, DMing me. I am really, really, really grateful. So see you guys in my next video. Bye.